This week on Muscle Cars and Hot Rods, we're going to do a little blocking on the 73 Challenger project, so check it out. Okay, now it's been a little while since we've done a video, so let me show you what we're up to on the Challenger. Okay, what we've begun doing on the 73 Challenger project is surfacing it to make sure it's going to be straight for paint. And what we'll do is start with 150 grade on the sandpaper and start blocking down all our primer. You can see here we had a low spot, so I just put a touch of glaze in there and blocked that out. And now this whole hood is sanded down and ready for another coat of primer, which is what we've done on the left side of the car over here. On this side of the car, we've gone through with our 150 grit sanding paper and a sanding block and blocked out the entire car. It's looking pretty good. We'll probably give it one more blocking, but that's what it looks like. Okay, we've got our sanding block here. Let's go ahead and sand out this area. What you're seeing here is the primer with a light coat of black spray paint on it as a guide coat. Let me show you how we block. Now if we go ahead and stop right here, you'll see the guide coat is revealing a little bit of stuff, like a potential high spot here, which will probably go out, another here, and you can see it's low over here. Okay, in an up-close view of what we've gone ahead and blocked, you can see a touch low here, a couple of higher spots here, higher spot here, and we'll go ahead and continue blocking. The guide coat is used as a tool to let us know when we have something that we probably missed during our bodywork stage. It gives us the opportunity to fix it. Here's an up-close shot of the sanding blocks we use. Okay, and generally we'll go through and dry block a car 1, 2, maybe even 3 times depending on the color or how straight the car is. We want to reveal and sand out all those little waves, dents, anything like that that might not have been hit during the bodywork phase. Okay, and if we look here, I've got another little trick that I use when I'm sand blocking. It was taught to me, so I'll go ahead and pass it on to you. I'll take a piece of tape and I'll run it along a body line, and that'll provide me with a tool much like the guide coat to where I can sand down and get that body work pretty straight. And then when I go to block this surface down here, I'll put a piece of tape on top and block it so that I get a straight line. Also, I'm using a round block to do the surface of this contour. As you can see here, you'll have a tendency to get lines if you want to use a straight block during and using the round block will get rid of those. When I'm blocking panels together, like I'll fit a car and block a panel together so I'll get a nice straight line, but I'll never go ahead and put Bondo on these surfaces to create a straight gap between the two panels. Each panel is what it is. It's not good to go ahead and build up Bondo on the edges because that's where you're going to get a chip. Some people do like to put Bondo on there so they get a straight surface between the two panels, but I don't think that's a good way to go. You can only block out what you got. After all, these were production cars. A majority of your fitment between panels will be done with the tools like the hinges and your wrenches. Okay, some more basics with blocking. When you hit metal, like right here, you're going to have to go ahead and stop because your sandpaper isn't going to cut the metal anymore, and it's going to continue to cut the surface of the primer and or bodywork around it, creating a high spot. At this point, when you're hitting something like metal, you have to go ahead and determine whether that's going to be too much to prime out, and if it is, you're going to have to address it by shrinking the metal down a little bit and filling it with some bodywork. Or in the case of this, I mean, I can feel that, and it's barely there. So when I primer that next time, it's pretty much going to fill that whole surface up. Like I mentioned earlier, we go ahead and we primer these cars a few times, and when you do that, you start to build up the mill surface or the thickness of the materials on it, and you don't want to get it too thick because you'll start having problems with chipping and things like that. So during these processes, when I'm doing my dry blocking with the 150 grit, I'm making sure that I'm taking quite a bit of that off so that I don't have a huge mill buildup. Some other things, when I'm feeling a bit of high body work, or a bit of high metal or something like that, like I was saying with my hand here, I'm feeling between this little part of my finger and this little ball of my hand. And that's the best part for me to see if I'm going to feel a little dip or anything like that. Like I mentioned before, the guide coat is only a tool. You can't rely on it and just stop sanding because you've sanded it all off. What it does instead is it reveals what might be some potential areas that'll need to be addressed, but just because you sand it off doesn't mean you're done fixing the area. And then in addition, I was showing you how we use the tape to go ahead and fix the body line and make sure that we're blocking it out straight. So I've gone ahead and blocked the upper surface, and then I had my tape on here. Now I've gone ahead and met another piece of tape up, and we're going to begin to block this lower surface. We're going to go ahead and end the demonstration part of this video right there. I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately just because I never really wanted it to be an instructional type of show. I wanted it to be more about you know, what's happening, what kind of projects we're doing in the shop. And I was hoping to transition the show into a little bit more about me racing the Dart, Chris racing a Supra, Al racing, Seth racing, and for me, I'm probably going to go ahead and continue to do that, but the motor in my Dart is hurt. I have to take it down to our friend Kenny, who owns Exhaust Works here in Tucson, and see what's up with it, what's going on. Why am I only getting 86, 87 miles an hour at the end of the quarter mile? It's just not producing horsepower. There's probably a few things doing that, and one of them is probably the fact that the motor's been sitting for a while ever since it was built. And our hopeful suspect is hopefully a little loose or weak springs. That's what we're hoping for. We'll see what happens when we have Kenny do a leak down test on the motor. See if I'm getting a lot of blow by, see if I got just bad valves, maybe I need a valve job, we'll see. So that's what's up with that. Okay, and here's one last look at the 1915 Dodge Roadster fenders. All cut and polished. Here's those widened back fenders that we did. And then the two fillers, they go between the fenders and above the running boards. Okay, here we are on the 1934 Ford 5-window coupe up at Gary's house. We're just doing the final fit on the hood and front end. Have nice body gaps going all the way back. Actually, it's a little high there. Once it settles, it'll be right. It's a little high on this side, but once that rubber settles, it'll be nice.
Yeah, rubber's got to settle.
We got our Greyhound dog in there. And the headlights are now sitting on.
There it is. You probably already heard us. Oh, hi there. How you doing? His number is 991-3341. Yeah, he just asked me about it today. He was asking me what he said. I told him about it. So, you could. Good, you know,
the rubber's got to settle for the hood because it's sticking it up, and the lights are still a little timid. But yeah, Jeffrey's got the. That's
good. Cindy, how'd it go over there? Nice to go eat. We're trying to
And I feel like we're